Hello, and welcome to Live Virtual Machine Labs. In the next few minutes, you'll get an overview of the platform navigation and tools that will help you get started. To maximize the space on your screen, select Close Sidebar on the MindTap menu. The Lab platform has 7 main control areas you will use regularly: the header navigation, content pane, content navigation, Lab toolbar, device pane, device toolbar, and the device menu. Let's start at the top with the header navigation. From here, you can adjust your personal settings, such as your time zone, region, and keyboard layout. Ensure that the correct keyboard is selected based on your region, then resume a lab already in progress. The help and support tools live here as well. Using the help icon, you can access the Cengage support site. Using the search bar at the top of the page, you can find useful articles about the Live Virtual Machine Labs assignments. You can also contact Cengage support if you run into a problem you can't resolve yourself. From this header navigation, you can also access the file manager and view your lab reports. Next, let's look at the content pane using one of our most popular lab titles, A+. The content pane appears in every lab on the left side of the page. The content pane contains lab details, including the introduction, learning objectives, and aligned exam objectives if applicable. Lab instructions and topologies are in the content pane as well. Using the Next or Previous buttons in the content navigation pane located at the bottom of the content area, you can toggle through the lab activity. Some lab activities will ask you to capture screenshots of your work, which you can do by selecting the Take Screenshot button. If lab assessment questions are included, select the Submit button for each question to save your work. To receive a grade, select the Submit Report button in the summary box. To track your own progress, indicate that you have completed the lab using the Complete button. The lab session timer will appear when the lab device is left idle for a long time and no input is detected. You will be presented with the option to either let the timer count down from 5 minutes to 0, after which the lab session will be disconnected, or press the Continue button to stay in the same session. Notice the lab topology in the content pane. It matches the lab device names in the lab toolbar. Let's go there next. Connect to the first device shown in the lab toolbar, the domain controller. Remember, you are connecting to real devices, not simulations. There may be a short wait while it powers up. The device status indicator next to the device name will turn blue and show as busy while it turns on. Once the device is powered on, the indicator will turn green. Once you're connected, the desktop of the lab device is displayed in the device pane. The top left corner of the device pane shows the name of the connected device. Within each device, you'll find a drop-down menu from which you can power a lab on or off, refresh, reset, or suspend. Refresh will revitalize the connection and state of the device. Reset will reset the device, and device progress will be lost. Suspend sends the device into a standby state, and device progress is saved while you're in the lab. From the lab toolbar, you can also customize the appearance of the lab devices you're working with. In the Device Settings menu, use the device view to see a single device at a time or multiple devices on screen at once. If you're working on several monitors, you might prefer the pop-out view, which pops each device out into a separate browser tab. Using the screen resolution settings, you can adjust the lab device resolution to best fit your available screen size and space. From the lab toolbar, you have the option to hide the content pane if you want to maximize the size of the device pane. Device controls for all devices can also be found in the Lab Device Operations drop-down menu. If a lab contains several devices, you can perform the same operations on all devices within the lab with the commands available in this menu. Finally, the ellipses on the far right of the lab toolbar shows the Lab Tools drop-down menu. The lab server location in this menu indicates the name of the data center on which the lab devices are hosted. From this menu, you can check on lab activity and network performance. When accessing any of the devices on Live Virtual Machine Labs, the specific configurations and behaviors of each device are designed for each activity. The device toolbar is the best place to confirm or gather details about an individual device. The toolbar contains the device name, a reconnect action which can be used to reestablish connectivity, basic information about the device, more details about the device, and a group of power user options under the ellipsis. Lastly, each device is equipped with a device menu. In the device menu, you'll find helpful quick tools that function only within that specific device. Menu tools include on-screen keyboard, clipboard, device information, keyboard commands, and right-click. Keyboard. By clicking this button, a virtual keyboard will appear on the screen for you to use. Clipboard. You can use this to copy commands or code from the content guide into the lab device and paste into the appropriate app. Information. This setting will allow you to perform certain actions on the device, such as toggling Unicode characters for keyboard inputs, as well as disconnect from the device. Control-Alt-Delete allows you to lock the device within the device. Using the typical keyboard shortcut for this action will instead perform this on your actual device. Right-click allows you to send a right-click command to the device. When using some devices, right-clicking may instead perform this action on your browser rather than the lab device itself, so this allows you to perform this if necessary. When working in live virtual machine labs, the ability to customize, learn, and practice is a click away. Thanks for joining us.